going China and South Korea. June has that story. Let's see, June, I think this is called an FTA, right? Between the two sides, a bilateral deal.
Exactly. So Korea and China have officially signed their bilateral free trade agreement yesterday in Seoul. This will mean that most tariffs, about 90% of all trade between Korea and China, will be tax-free over the next 20 years. Implementation of the deal is expected to come before the end of this year. The only thing that's left is legislative approval from both countries. This is the biggest free trade deal signed by China. And as China is the biggest trade partner for Korea, this is, again, one of the biggest deals that's been done between these two countries. President Park Geun-hye is saying that this is a historic milestone, given that for China, this is the first agreement that China has signed that covers so many different sectors, including trade, finance, and also the telecom and communication sector. So again, very significant. And the Korean Ministry of Trade is saying that the FTA will mean a 12 trillion US dollar market in terms of a trade between Korea and China going forward. So this free trade agreement is expected to increase trade between these countries by almost 40% after this implementation takes place. And so the numbers that we have from about 3 years ago, 2012, is that bilateral trade was at 215 billion US dollars, but this is expected to hit about 300 billion US dollars after the implementation. So we are seeing some numbers that GDP is also expected to grow by about 1%, about 10 years after this FTA is implemented. Bernie, back to you.
Okay, June, with free trade, freedom rings out across the land there. Okay, back to the markets. SocGen's Asia Pacific